My guy, Freddy P, man. Got you back on the platform. I gotta ask you, you already know why we here. The verdict, it came in. How you feeling about it?
Um, Man, I don't know, right? Cause check this out, Art. Like, as a street nigga, it's never been in me to call. I probably never called 911 in my life, so I can never root for the police. You feel me? I can never really root for the police. But sometimes you just want to see people get their just due. You know what I'm saying? And it, I was asleep when I got the verdict. When somebody sent me a text like, "Yo, this nigga puffing to get out, son," like they was like upset about this shit. Very upset. And I never wanted him to do life. You know, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I actually prayed to God that the nigga didn't have to do life. You know, that he just get what he deserved. But if you go back to the beginning of this case, you could just tell like they were never trying to prosecute him. If they wanted to prosecute Diddy, they could have prosecuted Diddy. Like, you don't beat the feds beat themselves. Kind of like the 6ix9ine situation. You know what I'm saying? Well, you turn us over a little bit and we'll act, we'll still give you a year or two in there. And people like, oh, there ain't no paperwork, wasn't no paperwork with Meech deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, people keep saying, like, you don't have to sign papers, especially when you a confidential informant. I think, I just think this was more of a CIA operation, more of a federal investigation, a federal operation, one of those alphabet boys, because it ain't nowhere in the hell this was a prosecution. I think they made a mockery of the justice system of New York, especially the feds. If you think all the federal cases that have been coming to New York, you just think about if you don't have the money, like if you don't have the money or you're not cooperating and you're not walking away. I feel like, man, they want him. I feel like he's more of an asset out here. He's like a hip hop Jeffrey Epstein. Like, what we gonna do with him in jail? That's why I could never see him in jail. It just didn't feel right. And even if he was working for them, he'd be more of an asset if we had a nigga on the outside. What we gonna do with him in here? I just feel like he stepped out of line. He had some information that he wouldn't give up, and I think they got him for it. And I think he paid for his freedom because somehow the nigga went from $1 billion to $400 million. You get what I'm saying? Let me tell you how easy. Let me tell you something. And this, I don't even like to speak like, because if they wanted to prosecute Diddy for racketeering, it would have been evident from the beginning. Like, my nigga, I ain't answered a phone since the man got locked up, and this on my son's soul. I haven't answered a number I didn't know. Because once I heard racketeering, I kind of felt like the feds would try to reach out. You get what I'm saying? Being that everybody, it's been going viral that he made a threat to me and the reason I left the group and all that other shit. Just if they wanted to prove that he was running a criminal organization through Bad Boy, the least they would have did was reached out to people like me, Lorianne Gibson, all the people, the Carl Pierre's, the people that work for him. They got 20 years of history that they could have went back and at the least interviewed these people. They didn't even make an effort because it was never about keeping Diddy in jail. It was to scare Diddy to give up that information. It was to scare Diddy and to get and to humble Diddy and to ruin his reputation. If they wanted Diddy gone, he'll be gone. That's kind of like, now remember who you work for. He gonna be back out here. I've been told people because he's too valuable. He's an asset to the CIA or the FBI or something. You gotta think about it. A man who got that much information is power. That's why Jeffrey Epstein is somewhere in Israel right now where everybody think he dead. You get what I'm saying? He too much power, too much information. And I think Puffy had he had information on the wrong people. You get what I'm saying? Because if you want to prove, first of all, they got assistants they never called up to the stand. They never reached out to people that worked for them and was put under those harsh conditions in the work environment. They never reached out to the people. At the least, you got underage women who've accused them. At the least, interview them. If you really want a prosecution, I've seen the feds work. If you really want a prosecution, at the least, go hear their voice. They don't want, they didn't even give an opportunity to the people who could have put him away. They didn't want that to be paraded and barraged around the courtroom. That wasn't the objection. That wasn't the objective. The objective was for whatever they came up with in that back room. And I'm not knocking them, man, you know, because like I said, it was all for me. It was like, you know, it's kind of, you don't want to see the law system win, but then sometimes you want to see a nigga get they just deserve. But like I said, if they wanted to prosecute, I could have done a better job. The New York justice system, there's DAs all over this world, prosecutors, and they're laughing at that case. They're laughing, and it's viral. They're laughing. There's lawyers that's going viral, just the effort of trying to prosecute them. That prosecution should be, that DA should be voted out. You're embarrassing to the state of New York. That was an embarrassment to the law enforcement. That was an embarrassment to the Federal Reserve, whatever they call themselves, the feds, the court, the New York justice system. They didn't interview anybody. They didn't even go get the assistant that probably could have corroborated his stories or caught him in a lie. They didn't interview none of the people of value. They wasn't trying to, they turned this case, and this is why, and I have to even agree, with what they presented us, Art, with what was presented to the trial to prosecute him was not enough. I wouldn't have went for that shit. Man, hell no. Y'all can't lock that. I was saying y'all can't lock him up for what y'all. I'm waiting on the big ball. What happened to the Justin Bieber's in the, why Usher got his booty hole busted years ago? You never even investigated, my nigga. You never even investigated. You never even reached out to doctors who was the primary physician at the time. You were an investigator. You get what I'm saying? If they wanted him, they would have got him. He got 20 years of this shit, and they only brought up what he went through in a relationship. This turned from Diddy versus the state to Diddy versus Cassie, and we couldn't prosecute him for that. And I think the feds dropped the ball on purpose. Ain't no way I could have done a better job than that. Do you hear me, a citizen, telling you what they didn't do? Telling you how to do a better job, and I don't even have the education? It's that simple. It was too obvious. You know, so, I mean, America's just an illusion, man. A bunch of lies and illusion anyway, man. And I see all these people talking about free Diddy. They weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Cool, because I can't say free no nigga that's even had his name associated with children. You get what I'm saying? Even if it's accusations, that's enough for me. I ain't gonna judge you, but that's enough for me not to fuck with you. I ain't popping up to no courthouse. You get what I'm saying? I ain't finna be making no videos talking about I'm happy to see him free. Niggas be weird as shit out here, man. But yeah, man. So when it comes to that situation, man, a lot of people called me. 2 people called me about to cry. Like one person was about to cry. Like, yo, it made me feel like, it made me feel like, because let me tell you something. Why they never went and got Q? Why they never went and got certain people who Harv Pierre? Why they ain't investigate these people and bring these people on the stand so the jury can at least hear their story? Just let them be heard. Let them make their own decisions. But what you provided to the trial was not enough, and it was on purpose. It was intentional. You cannot be in law and be that ignorant. You can't. I'm the lack of intelligence, the lack of preparation. It just seemed like you forfeited. Like I could tell a forfeit. It felt like that the whole trial. I'm like, what is this? Why is we talking to Cassie and her friend? What the fuck is this? This is not how you prove racketeering. This is not how you prove he ran a criminal organization. This is not how you prove he threatened lives. He had people in fear of their lives and used his power to further crime, abuse, robbery. Extortion. Like the stuff that would have got on prosecuted, they didn't even try. Man, the way I feel right now, you can go in front of the New York federal building and sell dope. Them niggas can't even prosecute you. They won't just take it to trial. I be telling niggas, stop, take it, please. If you take me down and any law enforcement who want to test me and think I'm lying, go look at my record. I don't run. I'm taking you to trial about everything. I'm going to trial about everything. I never sit there. If you ain't got me on no camera, I ain't never pleading to nothing. And that's what they do to us in the hood. See, what they do is they form a task force to go get these young niggas. And once you get them in there, you make them take pleas. Once you make them take pleas, now they become convicted felons, and now they no longer have the rights of a regular civilian. They're jumping out on kids. That's a violation of your right. They're searching kids, another violation of their rights. And if they don't comply, you're gonna get a resistance. The kid don't know, well, I needed a crime before I can get a resistance. What am I resisting? What are you approaching me for? Is what you need to go to trial for. But man, the justice system failed, as it always do, unless you're poor. Look how quick they convicted Casanova. Ain't giving them a fight in the day. Look how quick they convicted all these niggas. Ain't giving them a chance a day. It's disgusting, man. It make you feel like the Nino scene sometimes. Like, that's how I was really feeling, man. On the bottom of my soul, I said, well, I gotta blow this nigga head off or something? Cause when you take from, it's like, God forgive me, but man, I wouldn't mind going out being the nigga that if that's gonna be my legacy, if you're not gonna pay me and my legacy gonna be the nigga that put an end to it, don't make me, you know what I'm saying? You make people feel like that's what they gotta do. Cause I can't the law ain't gonna do shit. The nigga gonna take and move and move with impunity and do what he wanna do. Because you work for the law. Only time I've seen this type of behavior is from confidential informants. Killers that killers on the payroll. Killers who ain't scared to go to jail. Ain't worried about it. They didn't even put in 10%. Art, that shit was disgusting. Like, they turned this into a Diddy versus Cassie thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of jurors are paid. But I would say this as well. If I'm a juror and I'm hearing what that prosecution brought to the table, I'm laughing. Like, what the fuck is this? A waste of tax-paying fucking money. That's all it was. That's all it was. All right, no more, nothing. It was no more, no less. It was an operation. See, people don't understand. Well, why would they? Information is power, man. You got the wrong person in the room, fucking a cow. Just saying. You got pictures of the right person doing the wrong things. It's pretty much how our politics is ran today. If you ever see this shit on television, it's because it's the truth. You see people getting blackmailed in the White House and all that shit because it's the truth. You know you have to be vetted to even be a Federal Reserve, a federal officer, or to work in politics or anything got to do with the feds. You have to be vetted. You want to get in that White House, you have to be vetted. I mean, so you have to check everything you've done, your social media, your parents' social media. Your parents, they got to check your brother's history, everything. My niece went to the Navy. I know how that shit go. It's pretty clear now. They say, oh, Teflon Don, get the fuck out. Even Gotti went down. It's pretty clear that our beloved Puff Daddy is a federal agent. But like a man, he looked them in their face. And I feel like this. It could be two things. I could be upset, right? And be disgusted. But I really don't have a reason. I just want the nigga to pay me, right? But when I see interviews with Q and all these people that went through things, and I've been through a situation with him where I know he will use his power to try to put fear into people around him. So when I see people like that get away, it's just disgusting to me. It's like, you niggas didn't even make an effort. Even though when it first popped off and it was talking all that racketeering shit, I was spooked. I'm like, these motherfuckers might try to get in contact with me. I'm already set to say no. I'm already set, even though I don't like the nigga, man. I'm already set to say, hell, no, I ain't cooperating. But you didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt. You didn't call none of the people that work with me. You didn't call none of the people that he worked with. 20 years. Bad Boy go back to 96, man. It's 30 years. Just let them be heard in front of the jury. Let them know what they're dealing with. This turned into a domestic violence case. It's all it turned into. And prostitution, he's the first time offender, he's probably finna get, what? Same thing, 6-9, yeah. 6-7 months in jail and probation because they're fucking working there, handing over information there, helping the feds get bigger convictions. They're turning the feds on to who got the dope, who's this and that, who's got secrets behind this closet, and what's going on behind that door. But you'll be a goddamn fool if you trust them this time around. You just saw it for your own eyes. And they put an illusion to make it look like he beat the feds. Be fucking for real. I just gave you, a man that's uneducated in law, just gave you 5-6 reasons why they didn't try to prosecute P. Diddy. Why they gave no effort in prosecuting P. Diddy. In the prosecution of P. Diddy, you supposed to saw every Bad Boy exec. I don't care if they had it's like they didn't want nobody that was gonna come in there and speak bad about him. What was his assistant? That's like what Candace Owens saying. I just saw a clip she said about the lady. Same shit I was saying. That's like not hiring, that's like not interviewing Jalene Maxwell. Whatever her name is. How? That case could have been beat by a public fucking defender. You get what they presented? That could have been beaten by a public defender. Like you got stories of extortion, stories of arson, stories of another thing. He got into some shit a couple months ago where they had somebody got shot in him and Justin. Don't quote me on this. This is what I read. This is what was going. This is you could go look this up. Somebody got shot at a studio in LA in the bathroom with him and Justin. Some nigga, I guess, right? And I haven't even seen that nigga touch the stand. What happened that night? Could you tell your story? How are you a federal fucking agent and you can't do that? You can't at the least do follow up on the accusations. Disgusting, man. It was a forfeit. It was a forfeit. He went from $1 billion to $400 million. Where that man money went? It was a forfeit. But I'm more disgusted with the federal, with the laws, with the New York feds than anything. But I'm not mad at Diddy. I don't know how to explain that. Like, nigga, you did what you had to do to put yourself in a position that if anything ever went bad, I got to get out of jail free card. You worked hard to put yourself in a position. So I can't blame the man who kept getting away with the crime. He's doing everything right. That's the law. I'm watching. Who are you? Like, no, if I'm the American people, with what I've been seeing from Iran, P. Diddy, the Mexicans, deportation, I would be afraid to be in America. I don't feel protected. You can't trust the law. Like, who wants to come here? It's a fucked up place. And it's ran off pure racism and money. That's it. Like, it was disgusting to see that. There's so many women and victims and so many people that he got away with disrespecting. There's so many and so many. I'm pretty sure it's over 100 of stories, over 100. And I only seen 1 or 2 people. If you got done, why didn't you get killed? If you got done for filing charges, why didn't you go get every woman that filed charges? Let's just hear their story. First, y'all vet them. Y'all listen to their stories. You interview them, interrogate them, or whatever you call it. And then you make a decision on, can we bring them to court? Will they be a liability to the case or an asset? At least try. And the fact that you didn't try was too obvious to the American people. It was too obvious to the American people. You got people right now that's fearful for their life. You know what I'm saying? Mostly the women. Let me tell you something. I don't want everybody to know. And Puff, this ain't no disrespect to nobody. It ain't a man God created on this earth that push fear in my heart. He can't be in a building that I see him in, I won't walk in. I ain't like these niggas. I'm not finna. Oh, there go Puff. So when I say what I say to him, I'm saying everything that I would say to his face. And people who've been around us know I don't talk. I don't talk to him like I'm his friend. I talk to him like this. So it's a lot of people who counted him out and was just running around, not supportive and turning their backs. And, I want to see how this play out. A lot of people was dissing him, and I want to see how it play out. And what was a good feeling was seeing his daughters happy. I was like, all right, nigga. So it's kind of like, people keep telling me, man, fuck his kids. He don't give a fuck about your kids. I'm like, yo, I've never been a person to let a person change who I am. I'll change how I deal with you, but I'm not going to let your actions change me and turn me into a nasty person. If I'm a good person at heart, that's just who the fuck I am, man. I can't prevent that. I can't go into acting classes and start being mean because I'm going to feel uncomfortable in that role. So anything y'all ever seen from me, I could tell him, and he know it. It's not a person I'm afraid to speak to, even P. Diddy, to the fucking president. And you put me in a room with him, I'm gonna let him know. All the worst you can do is kill me. We all gotta die. You gotta see my creator though, about what you done. But yeah, so I don't know. All right, man. I know 4 or 5 people that have discussed it, man, just been sending me texts. I'm just looking at it like, what kind of case was this? Like, this thing beat the feds. What type of fucking case was that? They shouldn't even wasted his fucking time. All y'all did this to embarrass the man. Y'all did this for, I mean, what was the game? There was no game behind this, like, besides to embarrass him. So we all know the deal must be went down behind doors. Everything don't have to be on paperwork. Especially if you want to keep his name clean, especially if he's a valuable asset, they want to make sure his face still clean. They need more. But I pray for his family, man. I pray for the victims. I pray for everybody who's disgusted with the law enforcement. But just be honest, Cassie wasn't enough, because Cassie within herself had her own guilt. So it was easy to say, yeah, so you couldn't really just prosecute him when she was indulging. So I'm like, why y'all bringing Cassie? What is this, a fucking civil suit? Why are y'all bringing her? She got paid. Bring the fucking victims. If you're not gonna bring the victims, free the man. Like, where was RPR? The lawsuit. Where's all these people that filed on the lawsuits with the stories? Y'all don't want them to get to the jury? Because if you wanted the jury to see who he really was, you would have bought a bunch of motherfuckers who worked for him, and they would have repeated a cycle of behavior to establish a character. They didn't even try, all right? It's disgusting. Only person like I can say right now, I salute niggas like Fifth, Gene. Cause when you think about it, like Gene been doing this shit for a long time. Way for this shit for a long time. And I never believed it, you know what I'm saying? Cause I really ain't had that hate for Puff like that. But once I started, once me and him went through that spat, like I went through something and you laughed and fuck that, this, got my Instagram deleted, all type of weird shit, talking crazy on Instagram. I'm telling this nigga, I'm in Miami, where y'all at? They put like stop, like I was on some other shit with that man at the time. But yeah, Gene been on that shit. I've been on his ass. I've been, no Diddy, I've been on his head. I've been on his top before he went in. I'm gonna stay on his top as soon as he get out. Nigga, give me my money. Nigga, I don't give a fuck cause you beat a case. Give me what you owe me and my motherfucking family, nigga. My baby mama wanna retire, nigga. She don't want me selling houses, nigga. Give me what the fuck you owe me, sucker ass nigga. You keep beating everybody like you make a nigga wanna just New Jack City that shit. Catch you coming out that courtroom and boom type shit. It ain't gotta be the courtroom, but I'm saying you get to a point where you fed up and you like, you know what, man? If y'all ain't gonna do it, I'll do it. Cause I always been that person, even in school, even in my clique. So how am I supposed to revert to something that I don't know? I don't know getting punked. I don't know letting that shit slide. But whatever, man. I'm not no tough guy. Like I say, man, everybody know I love God. Everybody know I'm into my God. But that shit, when somebody take generational wealth from you and opportunities from you and then ensure, like go above and beyond to make sure that you can't make no more, do nothing for your family, you just you grow a hate for them. This is what I be telling people like, they like, why you don't go get a job for what? If I wouldn't have met him, I have a career. I'd be down there retired right now, my nigga. Especially with my child mother. You feel me? Cause she just the type of motherfucker that gonna make sure you credit right, make sure you good. She ain't one of them lazy bitches. She ain't never set no child support, none of that shit. You feel me? So I just look at what I would have been had I not met this nigga. Cause I wasn't running around trying to be no rapper. People paid me to go meet you. Thinking, man, they gonna change everybody's lives. And what's the chances I run into a nigga like this? It's disgusting, bro. It's this. I feel for all the victims involved. Everybody he got away with something. Everybody who've been in those uncomfortable situations I've been in rooms where niggas threatening you and he just got the people around him making like it's really like some mafia shit. Like how could y'all not ask it's the mob. It seems like a mob boss that's what it seemed like when I was around. You got guns with serial numbers scratched off. No charges for that shit. They didn't investigate. They didn't bring the guy who took the charges for him, the drug charges. He never hit the stand. What type of fucking trial was this? They made a mockery of the justice system. I'll go sell 100 bricks in front of the fucking the New York Federal Building right now. Motherfuckers wouldn't know a fucking criminal if they seen one. They gonna target the motherfuckers who easy convictions because they get paid what they get paid like $65,000 a year. Inmates. See, this is the education that I give my son. They getting paid for you being in there, my nigga. They get paid yearly, so and it's ran by the motherfuckers who want to see you exterminated. They religion believes that you shouldn't be here. Anyway, that's another story, man. But yeah, all right. I woke up in disgust. I've been disgusted ever since. And not that I hate Puffy, it's just like, what the fuck was that? It was in his defense a little bit and against him a little bit. Cause I was like, what the fuck is that? Why did y'all waste a man? Like what was the whole entire purpose? You made yourself look like fucking clowns. To every district attorney across the world, every citizen who wasn't ready to pour baby oil on themselves, who not a freakazoid. Cause you got freakazoids that's out there rooting puffy. You know, they just weird people like that. You know what I'm saying? It's even if that was my brother, nigga, I'm not saying free you for the type of behavior you put on. I'm gonna rock with you in silence, but I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta know, like, I can't be aligning myself with foolishness. I'm the type of person, like, I'll see you going downhill, I'll tell you to get out the car, but I'm not jumping in it with you. You get me? Type shit.